The Chuwi SurBook is another Microsoft Surface clone from China, which in terms of performance positions itself between the discontinued Atom-based Microsoft Surface and the Surface Pro series. Financed by crowdfunding, there was quite a lot of hype around the Chuwi SurBook. In this review we are checking out if this was justified. The Chuwi SurBook has been provided to us in the 128GB version by Gearbest. There, you often can get the tablet for about €350 when it's on sale. For the type cover and the active stylus, another €50 to €60 are due. The link to the shop and a coupon code can be found in the video description. The design of the Chuwi SurBook is obviously based on the Microsoft Surface, but that is not meant to be negative. Why not adopt a working design in its basics? The Chuwi SurBook weighs in at 950 grams, making it a real heavyweight. However, there is a reason for the weight. The tablet is made entirely of very thick metal, offers a great build quality and looks like a premium device. The body's thickness of 9.4mm is not record-breaking, but not too thick either. We were particularly taken with the metal stand. Unlike many other Surface clones from China, this one is quite thick and therefore much more sturdy. And the mechanism itself also leaves a much higher quality impression and has sufficient resistance, so the screen angle does not change when typing on the touchscreen. You can extend the kickstand up to 125 degrees, which is still not enough for typing comfortably on the touchscreen, but still more than with many competing products. The display is based on a 12.3-inch LCD display from Samsung, which relies on indium gallium zinc oxide technology and works with a very high resolution of 2736 by 1824. This produces a beautiful sharp image and the panel's colors and viewing angles are really good. The display brightness can be adjusted automatically. However, it is not a laminated display and therefore is a gap between the front glass and the LCD panel. Due to the quite high brightness of up to 450 nits, this doesn't affect outdoor readability that much, but there are still visible reflections. The touchscreen comes from Goodix, supports up to 10 touch points and works quite well. There is a slight input delay when scrolling, but when typing it is basically gone. Fast writing is no problem on the on-screen keyboard. There is also support for an active stylus, the Chuwi Pen H3, which offers a hover function to move the mouse pointer and pressure level detection. A right click or eraser can be triggered with the function key. The Pen H3 doesn't work as well as a Wacom stylus, but for notes and sketches it is just fine. If you want to write comfortably, you should get the type cover. The keyboard might feel strange in the beginning because of the short key travel and key spacing, but after a short while of getting used to it, typing works pretty well. A very useful feature is that the keyboard has a backlight. The light is evenly spread across the whole keyboard and provides a comfortable writing experience at night. The keyboard can be angled thanks to a magnet, which increases typing comfort even further as long as you don't mind the cover's flex caused by that. The magnet is not very strong, but still holds the cover in place reliably. By the way, there's also such a magnet for the pencil, but this one's much too weak. Slight vibration or shaking is enough to shake the pen off the tablet. Unfortunately, the click pad in the type cover is no fun to use. The Windows gestures are annoying, the touchpad is not very precise and it repeatedly makes unwanted clicks when moving the mouse pointer. We preferred to use the touchscreen and pen for everyday use. To get back to the pen, to our surprise, this one does not leave any scratches on the Chuwi SurBook's screen. We used the pencil excessively, but the glass remained undamaged. Some kind of tempered glass seems to be used here. However, there is no grease repellent coating. Equipped with a Celeron N3450 and 6GB of LPDDR3 RAM, no performance miracles are to be expected from the Chuwi SurBook. For surfing, media enjoyment and of course for office work, the performance is enough though. In the Antutu benchmark around 114,000 points are achieved, which is a little bit low for the processor. However, this is due to the high display resolution. The score can be increased to 120,000 points if the processor's power limits are increased to 20 watts, which is possible with the throttle stop application. The everyday performance benefits enormously from that, but still, the Chuwi SurBook is not suitable for games. The frame rate is quite bad even in simple games. The cooling easily handles the increased power limits. Even with full load and simultaneous charging, the processor does not reach 80 degrees Celsius, which is something we rarely see on Celeron N3450 devices. With 128 GB, the Chuwi SurBook has a lot of memory on board, but does not rely on an SSD, but on eMMC memory instead. The speed is situated in the lower midfield. The memory can only be upgraded with a microSD card, and the slot for that is hidden under the Kickstand. But here too, only mediocre data rates are achieved. The two USB 3 ports on the right side of the tablet are very useful. Both deliver the full USB 3 speed and can both drive 2.5-inch external hard drives without the need for an external power supply. Unfortunately, the USB Type-C port sucks. This one requires overlength connectors, which is a big problem since most Type-C hubs are not usable due to that. And that's a big disappointment because we are dealing with a fully fledged USB Type-C port there, which can output a video signal in theory. The operating system used on the Chuwi SurBook is Windows 10 Home 64-bit in English, bloatware and malware is not present, updates work without problems. Other languages can be installed as a system language in these settings. Of course, if you like, you can also do this with a new installation. Unfortunately, the UEFI menu is locked, so you cannot access advanced settings. Regarding wireless, the Chuwi SurBook offers dual-band AC-WiFi and Bluetooth 4.0. In Wi-Fi, we were able to max out our internet connection, and there were also no signal losses one floor below the router. Only the range of Bluetooth is limited and doesn't get outside of a room. We were very surprised by the stereo speakers. With some software modifications like pre-amplification and bass boost, they sound really good. And even on the headphone jack, the SurBook delivers a good sound performance without interferences. The microphone, on the other hand, is less convincing and we don't even know where it is hidden since an opening is not visible anywhere. But that's also what it sounds like, dull and with a lot of background noise. The cameras are not really convincing. Both deliver a rather muddy picture, which is only suitable for snapshots and video chats without any big demands on quality. The battery life is quite good. A charge lasts 5 to 7 hours with increased power limits depending on usage and display brightness. The default power limits of 6 watt increase the runtime to up to 8 hours. The battery is charged via USB power delivery via the Type-C connector, and that takes slightly more than 2 hours. Conclusion: the Chuwi SurBook basically is a solid piece of kit. It's not really cheap, but you get a lot of benefits. There is the excellent build quality and in addition numerous goodies such as the active stylus, the USB 3.0 ports, the bright display with automatic brightness control and subtleties such as the really good sounding speakers, the illuminated keyboard and the efficient cooling that keeps the processor temperature in a fairly low range. However, the high price makes it even more disappointing that a few small details have been screwed up and make the tablet lose a chunk of its potential. The biggest problem is the USB Type-C port, which is not really usable as a prominent feature due to the overlength plugs that are needed for it. In addition, there are the weaknesses in the camera, the microphone and of course the touchpad in the Type cover. If Chuwi hadn't made these mistakes, the Chuwi SurBook could be a 100% satisfying product for many people. But since they made them, the SurBook will likely drop out of quite a few wish lists, and that's a pity. And now we reached the end of this review. A shop link and more information is located down in the video description. I was Christopher for CMM, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.